Hello everybody, we're back again with another video, quicker than you thought. The thing is that since my wife and I just had a baby, well I mean she had the baby, but you get what I'm saying, there's a lot of no sleep and a lot of time to just do stuff. So what do? I make videos. Here we are. Today's video is one I've wanted to make for a long time. It's bag royalty, the Tom Bihn Synapse 25. Let's get into it. First, I'm wearing a mask, yes. There's a healthcare worker in the house, and just in case she pops in, I have to flip the mask up, therefore I have to wear it while I'm taking the video. Much apologies. It's a brown buffalo mask in case you are curious. We're going to talk about this bag. This is the Tom Bihn Synapse 25. I've wanted to make a video on this bag for a long time. It's one of my favorite bags. Is kind of hard to say. It's a bag I really like, I will say. It's a bag I've had for a while. It's been through a lot. This patch has been half removed and put back on by my wife. It is gone through a lot, let's say. It's a 525D ballistic nylon in black. The liner is this Halcyon, which is, I believe, called Northwest. I could be wrong. It's a kind of gray. And it's probably the most basic tone down of the colors. I have a Cynic 22, which while I like, I tend to grab this bag a lot more often, and I'll explain as we go why I tend to grab this more often than that, even though that's the newer bag. From the get-go, this is not the newest version of this bag. I'll get those differences out of the way right away. First, these straps are not the Tom Bihn edgeless straps that come on the new versions of this bag. These are the old version. In fact, I like these straps better. My Cynic has the new edgeless straps and they don't fit me as nicely as these do, so I guess it's a bit of one of those things where it depends on the person. For me, I much prefer this style, but you know, your mileage may vary. Pack Hacker Tom. Aside from that, there's not much difference between this bag and the new version. I believe actually that is the only difference. My version of this bag, I believe, cost $225. It's made in the US, made from very good materials, and it's probably one of the better organized bags there is in the world right now. This is not going to be a super crazy review about everything you can possibly do with this bag. I just want to go over it and talk a little bit about how I use it, and that's it really, because I have a baby to take care of in the house and my wife will kill me if I spend too much time on this. Made from the best materials. Like I said, 525D ballistic nylon. It comes in a Halcyon material too, which you can get, which has like these kind of like crosshatch diamond sort of pattern. That material is lighter. I prefer the look of the ballistic nylon, but that's just me. It depends on you. Tom Bihn style is like, they use like just enough. Like they don't over make their bags. Like they could easily use 1680D ballistic nylon, but the thing is that's probably not necessary for a bag like this, and it will make it heavier. To get the elephant out of the room, it's not the prettiest bag in the world, although I don't find it to be like ugly per se. It's just a very basic backpack. It is just a backpack. These zipper lines tend to make it look a little weird when you look at it the first time, and it's an acquired taste, we'll say. Here in Korea, we eat something called kimchi, and this is like the kimchi of backpacks. You don't like it the first time you see it, and then the second time you see it, and then the third time you see it, but by the 10th time you see it, you're like, man, I need my kimchi, like right now. And this is a very similar thing. Using a bag, and I'll be like, oh, where's that medium-sized drop pocket? Or something like that. So we're gonna get into it. This bag, let's get on the outside first. There are all these zippers. These zippers are all YKK. They're all USA made YKK zippers. They are all AquaGuard, which I will show you now. The AquaGuard is on the inside. Usually this would be flipped on the outside. It used to be flipped on the outside on the old versions of this bag, but they've gone to the inside now. I kind of like the way it looks with it on the inside. It's got a kind of a cool vibe, and I really like when these are shiny. I know not everybody likes them when they're shiny, but I do. I don't know why. There are tons of zippers on this bag. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you include the big one. Yes, it's a zippery bag, but that's where all the organization comes from. These zippers are, I believe, number 8s here and all out here, and then a big number 10 on the top here. The bag comes with these zipper pulls that look like something like this, but I tend to not use them. I put them on the bottom one here, and then I put it on the big guy here, but it depends on me. Sometimes I don't use them, and because of that, half of them are gone. I don't know where they are. Let's kind of go over the back a little bit. The back panel is very basic. The top handle is very basic. The original version of this bag was just webbing. They've actually, on my version, they've flipped it over and stitched it, and it gives it a little bit of a nicer feel. Nothing special, but good enough. You know, it'll do the trick if you need it. The straps, as I said, are not the newest versions of that, so it will be different if you get this bag now. I will say the sternum strap, which is the same, is one of my favorites on a bag because it has 2 pulls on both sides. I love that you can pull it from either direction. Great, thanks Tom Bihn. It's also adjustable on this thingy here, which is, you know, as basic as you get. The back panel is some mesh. It feels nice. It feels like it would pill and get old over time, but like it looks brand new after however long I've been using this bag. The bag has this thing where it sort of expands here. This bag is killer for minimal travel because what it does is it kind of sucks in on its own here, and then when you pack it out, it kind of expands. The problem is when it expands, it gets this turtle shell kind of look. So you get, it's a bit of that kimchi effect, if you know what I'm saying. It's an acquired taste, but you know, it's okay, it is what it is. The pockets, there are pockets all over this bag. I'm gonna start with this one, which is kind of a magic pocket. So up here, this is a water bottle pocket, and this is a 750 milliliter water bottle that fits right in this pocket here. It's very deep. It's got kind of stretch stuff on both sides. The one thing I will say is if your water bottle spills in here, it's gonna get into the other pockets because there are just holes that run into the other pockets. So you use a water bottle that's not gonna leak, it's no big deal. Some people complain about this pocket. For me, I think it's great. It works perfect in use, and you can use it for something else if you don't wanna use it for that, and it's not like dangling off the side of the bag. The whole point of it being in the middle is that it will keep the weight balanced. I sometimes put my camera in here because it's away from everything and in the middle of the bag, so it's also a great place to stuff your camera if you're the type of person that just wants to, you know, quick grab and go. My Leica fits in there perfectly. It's not very well protected in there, but it's protected enough for, especially like if you're just like on a trip and you want to take your camera out quick. Then there's this one. This is a kind of a shallow pocket that's like about the size of my hand. Now this is one thing that I like better about this bag than the Cynic 22 that I have. The Cynic 22, this pocket's tiny. It feels much smaller. All of these pockets feel much smaller and tighter. Obviously it's a smaller bag, but in use I find it makes such a big difference. In this pocket I just have some AirPods and my wallet. Put them back in there now. On these side pockets, basically they're much bigger than you think. So there's like a well, that's like the inside of the water bottle pocket, which is like this mesh stuff. And you know, it's you can almost, I mean, I could almost fit my water bottle in there. It's definitely bigger than you'd imagine. In this side, I tend to just put my keys, which, another thing about Tom Bihn bags, there are all these O-rings and you can attach accessories. I don't have any attached in here right now, except for this lanyard with my key on it, so I can sling it over my shoulder and get my key. There are also these like organizer pockets here, which it's just one big one in this guy. Just made out of the same material as the liner. Over here, same pocket, exactly the same size. Everything is similar. There's also an O-ring in there. And then there are some pen or knife pockets here. And then I put like my Corona stuff in there, like my mask would normally be in here, my hand sanitizer. I don't carry like knives and stuff, so I don't have anything else to put in there, and I usually keep my pens in like a bigger organizer in the inside. Last pocket is this big guy on the bottom. This is one of my favorite pockets in a bag. It's just very big and spacious, and I tend to put my clothes for work in here in this Porter stuff sack. And you know, you can put so much in here. I even put a camera cube in here once, and it's about, on this bag, it's about the size of like the Evergoods CAP pouch. It can almost fit in here perfectly, but I don't like putting it in there because it's too tight to get in and out, but it's about that size if you want to know what it looks like. This basically the front of the bag. The thing is with these pockets, you know, you can organize your life or you can organize your bag however you want. And these pockets all have their own dimensions. So none of this dimension eats into this part of the bag. So in use, you can almost just like, you know, organize all your stuff out here on the front and then the inside of the bag for your big stuff. There's a big number 10 YKK zipper here. And it opens about like, you know, like halfway, I guess. And then you are looking at the inside of the bag. This bag is $225 as it comes, but in the way I have it, it's close to $300 because I have a cache for my laptop and I have a frame sheet in the back here, which I'll talk about when I get some of my stuff out. Tag up here, it says made in the USA. All of Tom Bihn bags are made with the best quality, amazing warranty service, and they're just great stitching. Everything is top notch on a Tom Bihn bag. All over the bag, you'll see these, like, well, not all over, but in the inside here, you'll see these things, these hanging points. That's for the laptop cache. You could put another one in here. There is another pocket down here that's like, you know, could be for shoes, could be for organizing something on the inside. It's just like a stretchy pocket. I don't tend to use it very often. Sometimes, depending on how I have it packed out, I will put my cache on this side, but it's very rare. I prefer it to be at the back like it is on most bags. Inside here, I have my GORUCK Wire-Dopp, which is my favorite accessory, and it lives in every bag I have these days, and no matter how many times I want to test a new pouch, I always end up going back to this one. Kind of show you what it looks like. Kind of looks like this. I also have a snake charmer from Tom Bihn, but the thing is that this is so thin. That's what makes this a very useful pouch in use. Inside here, I have my, this is the Evergoods CAP. My camera lives in here. Let's see, this is gonna flop over. Here's my camera. I just have my camera inside there, and it basically serves as a camera cube for me. Aside from that, the laptop is in this cache thing on the back. The cache is, you know, they say like for TSA or whatever, you can take out your laptop and lay it down like this. I don't know. In Korea, they asked me to take my laptop out anyway when I do this, but, you know, maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't. I find it to be okay in use, and it's kind of cool as a bag nerd. It's cool to have all this kind of attached stuff. And then behind there is a frame sheet, which I will try to show you. So there's a frame sheet. This frame sheet is something you have to buy. I think it's like 30 bucks, and it makes the bag more structured. And I would highly recommend this if you're going to use this bag, because otherwise it's too floppy. So you end up at around $300 for this bag after you add all of these accessories. There are some more O-rings in here where you can attach pouches and hang them down and all that kind of stuff. The two attachment points are where the frame sheet is attached, and also where the cache gets attached, and it's just basically on these kind of things you can pull out. There's like one loose thread on mine here that's been like that since the beginning in the factory, and I'm sure that if I complained about it, they would fix it, but it's not something that really bothers me, so it's been there for a while. That's really it. I mean, this is going to be a quick video, but you know, this is a great bag. It's a bag that's I've used a lot, that I've really enjoyed using. It's not something that I'd recommend to everybody, because if you want something that's like cooler per se, it's not particularly like a cool bag. Although I find that it's cooler in person than it is, you know, in the photos I see online, or probably even how it looks in this video. It looks okay in person, it really does. And it's just a solid, super well-made bag. And if you're the type of person who just wants something that's it, I'm gonna get a bag. I'm not super hipster or anything like that. I just want a bag that's gonna work. This is a killer option for you. And you know, everything is well built. The weather sealed zippers, the material is pretty weather sealed. You know, the liner feels great. It's just a good bag. It's just a good bag. I do recommend getting the cache and the frame sheet, so you end up around $300, but I think if you want a bag that you could just use forever and ever and ever and love it the whole time, this is a good option. As I said, it's not the coolest. It's not the coolest of bags, but everybody needs a bit of kimchi in their life. And this is mine. So, yeah. Baby's crying. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace. Bye-bye. It does stand up on its own. You guys know I'm a stickler for that. Stickler? Stickler for that, not a stifler. Stickler. Stickler.